Hey, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD. I got one last video for you guys tonight. This is going to be part 2 of the Londo walkthrough that I'm showing, and it's actually so late right now that I'm not even going to tell you guys what time I'm actually doing this commentary, but I wanted to go ahead and get this up for you guys. I know a few of you are going to want to see a couple things that I'm going to show in this video, and if you notice, the video is sped up a little bit because this is actually a pretty long stage, and I didn't want to have like a 15-minute video like a lot of these other people do, so I did clip out some of the fights. In fact, right here I'm going to clip to the end of the fight. That way you guys don't have to sit there and watch me rolling around and doing all that stuff. Now, in this area in this video, I'm going to show you there actually is a hidden wall at one point, and once you break it down, it takes you down into like a treasury type room, and it's got one of the best armors, if not the best armor, for a heavier build, because the defense on this armor is just absolutely phenomenal. Now right here you have to be kind of careful because there is one of those gargoyle things down and to the left. You saw a glimpse of him right there. He's coming up the stairs, so you want to make sure you don't just run down there. Now as far as my weapon, what I'm using, I did actually talk about that in the last video. And for this video, I wasn't really too sure what I'd talk about, but I kind of did have to do commentary on it because I sped up the clips and it caused the in-game sound effects and music to sound distorted, which is also why I used a remixed Hey Man Nice Shot song in the background of this, which is one of the few songs that was actually long enough to put in the entire video, and also one of the few songs I had left after my laptop melted down a couple weeks ago. Now this part right here, this is actually one of the hardest parts, and the reason being is one of those arrows can easily knock you off the ledge. Not so much right there, but when you get up here, you definitely want to just move as fast as you possibly can, because you can and will get hit off there if you take your time. I know I died on there a couple times. That was the first time I actually made it to this corner, and pretty much what I tried to do is just press my body into that corner as much as I could while I was hitting him. Now there might be an easier way to do it. If there is, you know, I don't know about it. That's how I did it. Now just to talk a little bit about the game and what I got coming up for you guys, I picked up at least 200 or 300 subscribers, and probably I got 50 or 60 Dark Souls videos up, so I know a lot of you guys are interested in this game. I'm gonna try to maybe make a few more videos. I'm not too sure exactly what I'll be able to, you know, come up with, but you know, if I find anything in the game, I'll be sure to upload that for you. Now, the next game I'm going to be covering is going to be Batman Arkham City, I think. Yeah, I think it's Arkham City. I'm going to have a midnight release of it. I'm going to try to cover it a lot more thoroughly than I did with this game. That's the secret wall that I was talking about. It's I think I read somewhere about that being in a fireplace, so that's why I immediately just ran right over to it and hit it, because I think it was on Dark Souls Wiki or somewhere I had read about it, and I knew that the treasure chests down here were going to cause a problem because I had read that part too, so that's the reason why I just immediately hit it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. You know, I did a lot of videos for this game, but they were kind of all over the place. Like, a lot of them were focused towards like finding certain items or hidden walls or boss fights before I actually did the soul glitch. And of course I did do a couple of videos on how to do the soul glitch, which got a lot of attention. But for Batman, I think what I'm going to do is actually pick up the strategy guide, which I haven't picked up a strategy guide in I don't know how long. It's probably been, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. I think the last one I picked up was probably the one for Final Fantasy 1 and 2 for the PlayStation 1, like the remake that they did. And the reason why I had picked it up was not because I needed help, I just kind of wanted to get it to go along with the game. But for Batman, I think I am going to pick it up. That way when I'm actually going through the game, I don't miss anything, and I can tell you guys, you know, pretty much everything that I can that's in the strategy guide. I know in the last one they had all those riddles and stuff, which I was able to figure out, you know, a good portion of them, but there was still some here or there that I couldn't just figure out on my own. And I would assume, now I haven't actually read up or researched on the game, but I would assume the next one's going to have riddles or something along those lines. So, you know, I'm going to try to cover that as thoroughly as I possibly can. Now right here, this is another NPC that I'm about to wallop, and a lot of you guys, every time I kill one of these and post a video, somebody goes, "You're not supposed to do that." Well, I'm actually just doing this so that you guys can actually see what they drop. But certainly, you know, you don't want to run around and kill them all in your game. I think I killed probably 90% of the NPCs in my game, which I left a couple of them up, and it was a good thing. I left up the one in the Bell Tower Church that absolves your sin, which I actually uploaded a video tonight of that. I went to absolve it for the first time because I didn't realize that would, like, I had accidentally hit the vendor in the sewer, and I read somewhere that if I went and absolved, it would, you know, allow that person to come back to the bars and talk to me again. So I was like, well, cool, I'll go absolve that. Well, I went to go absolve it, and it was like 600,000 souls for me to absolve. And I'm just sitting there thinking, you know, the most I think the most I've ever gotten on this game from killing a boss was like 20,000 souls. And I'm just sitting there thinking, you know, how the hell would I be able to pay for that if I didn't do the soul glitch? I mean, I would have to, I don't know. I think people figured out how to farm like 1,000,000 in 30 minutes or an hour or something. I don't know. I haven't actually looked at the farming methods on here. But before I did that soul glitch, I talked about this in another video. I think it might have been the last one, but I was kind of to the point to where I couldn't go into the ghost area because I didn't have any of the transient curse items, and I couldn't go into another area because I didn't have some of the other items. So I was kind of like, I was stuck in the game. Not so much stuck as in I couldn't kill stuff. I was stuck as in I didn't have the stuff that I needed, and you know, it just worked out well. Actually, after I did that glitch, a lot of people said it ruined the game, but I actually had a lot more fun with the game after I did it. You know, when you get slapped around on the game so much for, I don't know, I think I played it like 24 hours or something total game time before I did that glitch, and I was like level 30, and I had gone through about 80% of the game. And at that point, I had probably died, I don't know, 300, 400, 500 times. So at that point, I was kind of ready to put it in cruise control. So, you know, I'm actually enjoying it. I think I said at one point I was thinking about selling the game so that I could pay for some of the upcoming games that are coming out, but I've actually had so much fun after I did that I think I'm actually going to keep the game, even though, you know, I kind of need the money to purchase some of these newer games. But I almost want to just go back and replay through the game again. And I'll probably, if I do play through the game again, I'm probably not going to beef my character up like I did this time, just so I could go ahead and finish it out. Because, you know, I do like challenging games. I've played a lot of challenging games on the PlayStation. In fact, I got a platinum on Operation Flashpoint, the original one, which that game was just a huge pain in the butt. And I know a lot of people said this is the hardest game on a PlayStation. I'd have to kind of disagree with that. I think the Ninja Gaiden games, for those of you that have played that, I think those are pretty tough. I think they're a little bit harder than this. But anyways, I'm out of time. I know I was rambling, but I didn't have much else to talk about. So I'll see you guys soon.